Hi, welcome to the Golden Hour, a content series from us here at the Horizon League. I'm Rachel White here with
Trevor Parks, Associate AD here at Youngstown State University.
All right, Trevor, let's just start. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what your role is here at Youngstown.
Yeah, Rachel, first of all, excited to have you guys on campus today. I'm blessed to be in charge of our athletics communications area. Work really hard, a really dedicated staff that we've had here for a long time. We've all worked together for many years. We've seen some great history of Youngstown State, some really highs and some fun accolades by the student athletes. And, I've really enjoyed kind of what we're doing. We've been proud members of the Horizon League for 25 years upcoming. So, I can't believe, that's where we are now. It seemed like just the other day we were kind of moving around and got in the league, and, it's been a great relationship, and, we're proud to be here. And, our team handles the social media for all of our 21 sports, not only the ones in the Horizon League, but our football programs in the Missouri Valley, bowling in Conference USA, and lacrosse in the Mid-American. So we've got some other affiliate members that we kind of work with, but obviously primarily, we work with the staff from the Horizon League, and, really like spending time with you all, and, kind of seeing our colleagues around the league, and, catching up with them. And I think as a whole collective, conference, I think we do an outstanding job promoting our student athletes in schools.
For sure. You've been here at YSU a long time. Mm-hmm. Talk about kind of your path to this position, how you kind of knew you wanted to get in this industry.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. When I went to school, I was in the journalism world and really wanted to be a sports writer. And, I was really glad to have kind of a writing background a long time ago. And, just kind of seeing what the sports information directors did back then, when you're covering games and, they're in the press box by the stat crew, and you're dealing with them on a daily basis, mm-hmm. and kind of get to know them, and you kind of see, what they're doing. And, I had thought about getting into the sports writing journalism type world, and then for whatever reason, it just kind of fell in my lap, an opportunity to kind of be an intern at the University of Nebraska in their athletics communications office, and kind of got to see the day-to-day operations there, and, really kind of liked it. It's funny, I tell everybody I took one PR class in college and I thought it was a waste of time, and then that's what I've been doing for 28 years now. So, it's been a lot of fun. My first full-time job was at Chattanooga. Was there for just a little bit under a year, and then the opportunity kind of came here, and I was 25 and said, hey, you can't turn down being a director spot at 25. Yeah. And, now we're 51 and we're still rolling in the director spot here.
That's awesome. What do you love most about your job?
I think it's just, the student athletes, kind of the energy that they bring. It's changed a lot because for years, everybody was kind of here 3, 4, 5 years, and you kind of got to know them quite a bit. Now some people are here 5 months and they're moving on, but that's kind of the way things have morphed in college athletics and life. And, but I think that's kind of been the neat thing is, people come from, nowadays all the international student athletes we get here, obviously the local student athletes, the student athletes that stay for 3, 4 years, and you kind of get to know. And, I kind of like the ones that we've had here, kind of have a chip on their shoulder, maybe could go to a bigger school, but, know that, hey, I'm going to put it on the line for Youngstown and do what I can for them, and, appreciate what they've done, and, kind of how they represent our university.
For sure. What advice do you have to maybe any of our student athletes that are possibly interested in going into the career field that you work in?
Yeah, I think, there's obviously been an influx with the video creation.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the one, that we've seen. Photography is still kind of one that's, people are in it, and I think once people get in it, they like it.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of where that one is. The writing, kind of up and down a little bit. I always tell people, learn how to write, because you can learn how to do a lot of the other parts of the job.
Yeah.
So I think learn how to write would be kind of the first thing. Take your coursework. It's very serious, so that way down the road. You never know. I do more kind of business related stuff now than I ever thought I would do, and I probably didn't pay much attention to business class, so it's probably not easy for myself. But yeah, just kind of stick with it. We've got some great content creatives that are student athletes here, and then we've got some others that aren't student athletes but have kind of been around sports. And I think if you're around sports and the hours aren't great, if it's outdoors, it's going to get hot or it's going to get wet or it's going to get cold, and you just got to get lucky. And I think if you work hard, you get lucky. And kind of once you get that first little piece of really good golden content, it makes a lot of difference in maybe your confidence and somebody that wants to bring you on board and have them help them out.
For sure. What are some exciting things happening right now on YSU's campus or maybe coming soon? Yeah,
I mean, the awesome thing about our campus is, like a lot of campuses, is there's always something going on. It's kind of ever changing. I mean, of note for students, our student center is under a 2-year kind of renovation. I mean, it's kind of funny because that's kind of been the middle of campus since I've been here. And now you walk over there and it's just going to be a whole different dynamic. When I got here, we didn't have a rec center, and but our rec center now is like 20-some years old, and but it's neat that they're going to take that and kind of take that building that's 40, 50 years old and make that into a state-of-the-art kind of cool meeting place, because seems like we're getting more on-campus housing for people to live down here. We've got quite a few restaurants that have opened up. Downtown kind of went through maybe a remodel a little bit, but a lot of the roads are open. A lot of businesses are thriving again. And then in athletics, I mentioned the creative content side. I mean, our crew, we were able to hire Madison Chapman last year as our social media coordinator, and we brought a GA, Kelsey Kovacs, in for her. And, that's a couple. I remember going to meetings for a long, long time, and Ron Strollo, our AD, was like, "Hey, we need to get somebody," and he went to the university, and it just kind of fell through the cracks, or didn't get done. And now that it's gotten done, it's wild to see the numbers that we're doing, and just making an impact on trying to get people to know our student athletes in a pretty cool way.
You've been in Youngstown a long time now. What are some things that visitors should do or check out, or places to go if they come to town? Yeah, I mean,
Mill Creek Park was always kind of the one thing, if you're outdoorsy. I mean, that's definitely a pretty cool spot. I don't get the chance to get out there a whole lot. I mean, especially in the fall. The falls are great, but working with football kind of limits your time, for a little bit. The summers here are outstanding, and it's kind of unfortunate there's no students really on campus when the campus is really nice. Right now, and there's still leaves on the trees, and that's going to kind of maybe disappear here in the next few months, and then we'll kind of get through the winter as best we can. But yeah, it's just kind of a neat area. The food here is great. I mean, just a lot of, you get your bigger chain restaurants, but I mean, obviously the local spots are the backbone of what we do here. The prices are still very reasonable for kind of what you can get. So yeah, it's a neat, it's been a cool place to kind of see, grow through the last 20 years. And, it seems like it's moving faster now than it ever has.
What do you enjoy most about being part of the Horizon League?
I think, I definitely the people. I don't really travel a whole lot. I get to work with tennis, so I get to the tennis championships. Obviously we're fortunate. Dre gets to go to the golf championships. John and Jamie work a lot with the basketball programs. But it was funny. We had Mickey Phelps from Detroit join us at the Michigan State football game this past weekend. So it was, we've kind of had a good relationship with Mickey, and it was kind of neat just to kind of talk to him. And we've known PJ, for a long time. And, there's just some great people that we've had through the years. I mean, we've gone through a few schools since I've been here, and, getting to know the people that those schools that aren't in the league anymore was really good. And, it's been nice to have a few new faces kind of come in and get to know them. And, like I said, everybody works really hard to promote what's going on here, and, works good as a collective, and that makes life easy for everybody.
Absolutely. One final question for you. Okay. So we always end with our start, bench, cut.
Okay.
So you kind of got to rank the things in order.
Okay.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So I mean, I got to start dinner.
Okay.
And I guess I got to cut lunch and bench breakfast, but I don't know. That's a tough question, because I'm one of those persons that have to do like a three things a day, or I get a little hangry in the afternoon.
I feel you on that.
My people know that around lunchtime. Get a little short. So, yeah, I know it's a good question. That was the toughest question you asked me all day. So, it's a tough one to end on. Thanks, Rachel.
Well, thanks for your time, Trevor. Once again, Rachel White here on the Golden Hour. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow @Horizon League for the latest news and info.